Deep beneath our feet, buried in rock layers dating back 65 million years, scientists encountered something that should not exist. Tiny microscopic spheres of rare metals. They were strange because their patterns resembled modern nuclear tests, and these patterns were scattered across the world. It was as if these metal spheres had existed long before humanity even appeared. We have always believed we were first, the first species to split atoms, the first to melt metals, the first to burn fossil fuels, the first to change the planet's atmosphere. But what if everything we thought we knew was wrong? What if Earth had hosted advanced civilizations long before us, and time had erased every trace of their existence? Today, we pursue evidence that shatters everything we know about our planet's past. We will uncover lost nuclear signatures. Were there other intelligent beings on our Earth before us? We will examine mysterious mass extinctions and confront the enormous unexplained gaps hidden in the fossil record. Prepare yourselves. We begin. In 1980, while geologist Walter Alvarez was studying rock layers in Italy, he discovered something extraordinary. This discovery would change his life forever. In the thin clay band marking the boundary between the Cretaceous and Paleogene periods, he found iridium levels 30 times higher than normal. This rare metal is abundant in asteroids, but almost non-existent in Earth's crust. This discovery shook the entire scientific world in our understanding of mass extinctions. This iridium increase became the evidence of the asteroid impact that killed the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. But what fascinated scientists the most was how clearly this single catastrophe left a trace in the geological record. This was very exciting, and this is extremely rare. Only in 1 out of thousands of discoveries such clear things can be found. It is no wonder scientists were fascinated. From this thought, the Silurian hypothesis was born. This scientific theory, named after the ancient species in Doctor Who, questions whether industrial civilizations existed on Earth long before humans. These ancient technological civilizations may have been transformed or hidden so much by geological time that we may not have noticed them yet, which is very possible, or maybe they never existed at all. Think about the scale of deep time. This would be incredible, wouldn't it? Measuring the times when millions of creatures lived is unfortunately a very difficult task. If human industrial civilization ended after lasting 10,000 years, this period would represent only 0.0002% of Earth's 4.5 billion year history. Finding evidence of such a short period would be like searching for a single page in a library of 4 million books. But evidence must exist. It must definitely exist, because every creature leaves its bones behind when it dies. Every industrial civilization consumes energy, changes atmospheric chemistry, and produces waste products that can last much longer than buildings and machines. These signatures become part of Earth's permanent geological record. The iridium layer proves that Earth preserves the evidence of dramatic events over vast time intervals. If the planet can record the day a single asteroid struck, it must also preserve the traces of civilizations that developed over thousands of years. It cannot be otherwise. Scientists began to study the geological record with new eyes. They searched for isotope anomalies and patterns that could show ancient industrial activity. What they discovered questions our most fundamental assumptions about life on Earth. How can this be? Fossil records should tell the full story, but they look like a book with most of its pages torn out. The Cambrian explosion shows the sudden appearance of complex life forms 540 million years ago. This transition should have taken millions of years, but geologically, it appears to have happened almost instantly. Traditional explanations point to preservation bias. Organisms with soft tissues rarely fossilize, so important evolutionary intermediate forms may be missing. But some gaps look too systematic, too precisely timed. Maybe someone is sabotaging this discovery, or these patterns may arise from natural processes. Earth's climate and chemistry work through complex feedback loops that, under certain conditions, can produce sudden transitions. But it may also show something completely different, like another ancient civilization. What if some of these gaps represent the times when earlier civilizations dominated the planet? Ancient technological civilizations may have changed their environments so drastically that most existing species went extinct, creating visible gaps in the fossil record. Modern industry produces distinctive isotope ratios that differ dramatically from natural processes. When we burn fossil fuels, we release carbon that has been locked underground for millions of years. This ancient carbon has a specific isotopic signature that can be clearly seen in atmospheric measurements and preserved in tree rings, ice cores, and ocean sediments. We could even call this isotopic signature the breaths of ancient civilizations, of course.
Geologists discovered similar abnormal isotope signatures in rock layers dating back millions of years before human civilization. The Perm-Triassic boundary, marking the Great Dying 252 million years ago, contains carbon isotope ratios that exactly match what we see from large-scale fossil fuel burning. Was this a factory using fossil fuels? No, this could not be, because a factory could not contain such a large-scale carbon isotope. These discoveries confront us with a disturbing possibility. We may be walking on the remnants of previous civilizations, misinterpreting them as natural phenomena. The greatest of their technological achievements may have been reduced to microscopic particles scattered in sedimentary layers, misunderstood by scientists assuming we were the first. Are you ready to open the doors of this massive secret? Because the most disturbing evidence still lies deep down, where nuclear signatures tell an impossible story.
The fossil records of Earth should have presented the full story of our planet's life. Instead, most pages read like a torn book, with fragments pointing to unreadable sections, as if eaten by bookworms of an ancient book. Paleontologists call these missing sections gaps, but the word fails to convey their astonishing magnitude. The Cambrian explosion 540 million years ago shows the sudden appearance of complex life forms in the fossil record, as if someone had pressed a button, or a blacksmith had cast a mold. Could this have been the evolutionary process of an ancient civilization? Before this event, we mostly find simple, single-celled organisms. Afterwards, the oceans are full of creatures with eyes, shells, and complex body plans. This transition should have taken millions of years of gradual evolution. Instead, geologically, it appears to have occurred almost instantly. The fossil records offer no explanation for this dramatic leap, but the Cambrian explosion represents only one of a few mysterious gaps. Fossil records contain many periods where life shows sudden, unexplained jumps. Species appear, develop, and then vanish without apparent reason. New life forms emerge, fully developed, as if from nowhere. New life forms may even have come from other planets, of course. Traditional explanations point to preservation bias. Soft-bodied organisms rarely fossilize, so we may miss important evolutionary intermediates. Environmental conditions affect fossilization rates and create visible gaps where gradual change actually occurred. These factors certainly contribute to the missing record. However, some gaps appear too systematic, too precisely timed to be caused by random preservation failures. Maybe someone is sabotaging it. But why? They coincide with dramatic changes in atmospheric composition, ocean chemistry, and global climate models, suggesting something beyond normal evolutionary processes. Consider the Great Oxygenation Event 2 billion years ago.
oxygen levels in Earth's atmosphere suddenly increased dramatically, poisoning most existing life forms while allowing new organism species to evolve. This transformation fundamentally changed the planet's chemistry and biology, creating the world as we know it today, symbolizing the existence of humanity, marking the beginning of a new era, the dawn after the long night for humanity, the time for mystical ages to be cast into history's dusty pages. Scientists attribute this event to cyanobacteria beginning to produce oxygen through photosynthesis. Yet the timing and scale of the change appear remarkably precise for a natural process. The oxygen increase follows a model reminiscent of what could happen if an advanced civilization undertook large-scale manipulation of atmospheric chemistry, meaning the change could be the work of an ancient civilization. Ancient technological civilizations appear in the fossil record with similar patterns suggesting large coordinated changes across planetary systems. Periods of stability are interrupted by sudden dramatic changes that reshape life on Earth. Mass extinctions are followed by rapid diversification of new species. Chemical signatures in rock layers suggest large coordinated changes in planetary systems. These patterns may arise from natural processes we do not fully understand, or from something else. Earth's climate and chemistry operate through complex feedback loops capable of producing sudden transitions under certain conditions. But they could also indicate something completely different. What if some of these gaps represent periods when previous civilizations dominated the planet? Their industrial activities may have altered the environment so drastically that most existing species went extinct, creating visible gaps in the fossil record.
The rapid emergence of new life forms could represent evolutionary responses to changing conditions, evidence of genetic manipulation by ancient technological civilizations, or simply a rapid evolutionary process. The rock layers themselves contain even stranger evidence. Isotope anomalies are particularly disturbing. Every factory, every power plant, every heavy machine part leaves chemical fingerprints long after the structures themselves have turned to dust. These signatures are incorporated into Earth's geological record, creating permanent evidence of industrial activity for millions of years, much like a person carving a path through snow during a snowy period. But in this case, it is like an unending winter. Modern industry produces distinctive isotope ratios that differ dramatically from natural processes. When we burn fossil fuels, we release carbon that has been locked underground for millions of years. We could say it is in the air our ancestors breathed, that is, the air of ancient civilizations. This mystical air could also be the remnants of our ancestors. In a way, we have unknowingly burned the bodies of our forebears all this time. This ancient carbon has a specific isotopic signature, clearly visible in atmospheric measurements and preserved in tree rings, ice cores, and ocean sediments. Nuclear weapons tests have created radioactive isotopes not found anywhere in nature. These artificial elements will remain detectable in geological samples for thousands of years and provide future scientists with indisputable evidence of the existence of an advanced technological civilization on Earth in the 20th and 21st centuries. But the mystery deepens and becomes even more intriguing. Geologists discovered similar abnormal isotope signatures in rock layers dating back millions of years before human civilization. The Perm-Triassic boundary, marking the Great Dying 252 million years ago, contains carbon isotope ratios that exactly match what we see from large-scale fossil fuel burning. The scale of this signature suggests an event that released carbon equivalent to burning all known coal, oil, and natural gas reserves on Earth within a relatively short geological period. Was it an atomic bomb or a large-scale natural disaster? Of course, our atomic bombs are not that powerful, so the atomic bomb used by an ancient civilization would need to be at least 800 times more destructive, or detonating 800 of humanity's atomic bombs could produce a comparable result. Traditional explanations suggest massive volcanic eruptions or methane releases from warming oceans. Ice cores spanning 800,000 years contain atmospheric samples. Within these, scientists have identified periods of rapid atmospheric change reminiscent of large-scale industrial activity. Greenhouse gas concentrations rise suddenly, remain high for thousands of years, then return to baseline. Was this the work of an ancient civilization? It is truly impressive. There must be a hand of ancient civilization involved. Such events had never been seen before in Earth's history. Ancient civilizations fearlessly treated the atmosphere as an experimental environment. These patterns appear too rapid and systematic to be caused by known natural processes. Rock formations in Colorado contain microscopic spheres of titanium and other rare metals arranged in layers corresponding to specific time periods. These spheres are identical to particles produced by high-temperature industrial processes. Yet they appear in geological layers formed long before humans developed metallurgy. Could this have been an ancient civilization's material repository? Are you ready to follow these impossible pieces of evidence? Because the most shocking discoveries are hidden in the story of ancient synthetic materials.
Every industrial civilization must inscribe the traces of its existence onto the planet's chemical signature. If it does not, we cannot recognize it as an industrial civilization. While modern human activities create detectable changes in the atmosphere, soil, and oceans, the discovery of similar isotope anomalies in geological layers millions of years old profoundly shakes the scientific world. Modern industry produces characteristic isotope ratios that differ radically from natural processes. When we burn fossil fuels, we release ancient carbon trapped deep underground for millions of years into the atmosphere. This ancient carbon has a distinct isotopic fingerprint, visible with crystal clarity in atmospheric measurements and preserved forever in tree rings, ice cores, and ocean sediments, meaning light passes freely through it and there is no visible blurring, color distortion, or cracks. Nuclear weapons tests have created artificial radioactive isotopes not found anywhere in nature. These synthetic elements will remain detectable in geological samples for thousands of years, providing future scientists with indisputable evidence of the existence of an advanced technological civilization on Earth in the 20th and 21st centuries. But the real mystery begins here. Lean back and listen closely. Geologists have discovered strikingly similar abnormal chemical signatures in rock layers formed millions of years before human civilization. The Perm-Triassic boundary, marking the mass extinction known as the Great Dying 252 million years ago, contains carbon isotope ratios that perfectly match results obtained from modern large-scale fossil fuel burning. Was this a nuclear explosion or a massive fire caused by natural reasons? The scale of this signature is astonishing, so astonishing that you should research it yourself. Geologically, it suggests an event releasing as much carbon as burning all known coal, oil, and natural gas reserves on Earth within a relatively short period. For this to occur, fossil fuels would have to be brought from outside the planet. Or perhaps it was an atomic bomb, of course more advanced than humanity's and at least 800 times more destructive.
Conventional science attempts to explain the event through massive volcanic eruptions or methane releases from warming oceans. Within atmospheric samples from ice cores spanning 800,000 years, scientists have identified periods of rapid atmospheric change reminiscent of large-scale industrial activity. Greenhouse gas concentrations show sudden jumps, remain high for thousands of years, and then return to baseline. These patterns are so systematic and rapid that they suggest coordinated manipulation of planetary systems. Could it have been a machine controlling the climate? Probably yes. The changes are far too rapid and orderly to arise from known natural processes.
Rock formations in Colorado contain microscopic spheres of titanium and other rare metals organized in layers corresponding to specific time periods. These spheres are identical to particles produced by high-temperature industrial processes, yet these spheres appear in geological layers formed long before humans developed metallurgy. Similar metallic isotope anomalies have also been discovered in sediment cores from deep ocean basins. The metals are distributed in patterns suggesting a broad atmospheric distribution, as if countless industrial sources on different continents released them simultaneously. Natural processes could not produce such precise global distribution of synthetic compounds. This is impossible. There was something strange here. Ocean sediment cores have revealed additional evidence of ancient industrial activity. The sediment layers contain concentrations of synthetic compounds that should not exist in nature, yet they appear in geological contexts that predate human chemistry by enormous margins. These chemical signatures may have natural explanations that we have not yet discovered. Earth's geological processes are incredibly complex, and we may be misinterpreting evidence of unusual but natural phenomena. However, the patterns are becoming too numerous and systematic to ignore. Was this the work of an ancient civilization? This strangeness surpassing humanity's level could have been a marvel of nature, but nature did not have the capability because materials that should not have existed were involved.
Ancient technological civilizations may have used different technologies. They could have exploited energy sources we have not discovered or developed materials that degrade differently from our plastics and concrete. Their industrial signatures may have been hidden in plain sight, misinterpreted as natural phenomena. The iridium layer proves that Earth preserves evidence of dramatic events over long time spans. If the planet can record the day a single asteroid struck, it should also preserve traces of civilizations that developed over thousands of years. We can think of it as a grocer's ledger. Scientists have begun examining the geological record with fresh eyes, searching for patterns that could indicate ancient industrial activity. What they discovered challenges our most fundamental assumptions about life on Earth. Rock formations in Australia contain layers that geologists initially described as unusual mineral deposits. Close examination revealed that these minerals were fragments of synthetic materials with complex molecular structures, requiring advanced manufacturing techniques to produce. Carbon dating of the organic material found with these particles indicates ages extending millions of years into the past. Yet the synthetic compounds show no signs of decay expected over such vast timescales. But isn't that a contradiction? How can this be? This preservation suggests unknown natural processes or manufacturing techniques far beyond current human capabilities. Uranium deposits in Kazakhstan contain isotope ratios that perfectly match those produced by nuclear weapons tests. These ratios appear in rock layers formed 50 million years ago, long before humans developed atomic technology. The signatures are too precise and concentrated to have arisen from natural processes like the Oklo reactors. Clearly, there were nuclear facilities in Kazakhstan in the past. But why Kazakhstan? These facilities could have existed elsewhere too. The answer is not fully known, though scientists have hypotheses. One theory suggests that ancient civilizations discovered uranium deposits there and built nuclear reactors on the site.
Similar weapon-like nuclear signatures have been found in ancient geological formations on 6 different continents. Their distribution suggests coordinated nuclear testing on a global scale. Yet these signatures appear in rocks that predate human civilization by enormous margins, almost like a repeat of humanity itself. Deep core samples from the Greenland ice sheet contain radioactive isotopes that do not occur naturally on Earth. These isotopes can only be produced by specific types of nuclear reactions, requiring precise control of neutron flux and temperature conditions. Their presence in ancient ice suggests that previous civilizations had reached levels of nuclear technology beyond current human capabilities. Are you convinced by this astonishing evidence? Because the most incredible discoveries are hidden in the story of synthetic materials produced millions of years ago.
In 1972, French scientists made a discovery at the Oklo mine in Gabon, Africa, while analyzing uranium ore that defied the rules of science. The uranium showed clear evidence of sustained natural nuclear chain reactions that had occurred 2 billion years ago. These ancient reactors, now called natural nuclear reactors by geologists, operated for hundreds of thousands of years, consuming uranium fuel and producing radioactive waste products in a process scientists had believed required sophisticated human technology. At the same time, these nuclear reactors did not resemble our modern reactors. They had strange patterns on top, each reactor with different patterns. It must have been a numbering system, but it was so different that we could not understand it. It was proven that nuclear reactions can occur naturally under very specific geological conditions. However, the Oklo reactors also established an important principle. Nuclear activity leaves permanent traces in the geological record that persist on Earth for billions of years. The isotope ratios produced by nuclear reactions are so distinct that they can be identified and analyzed long after the reactions themselves have ceased. This awareness led scientists to search for other nuclear signatures in Earth's geological history. What they discovered has profound implications for the Silurian hypothesis and shakes the scientific world. Uranium deposits in Kazakhstan contain isotope ratios that perfectly match those produced by atomic weapons tests. These ratios appear in rock layers formed 50 million years ago, long before humans developed atomic technology.
The signatures are too precise and concentrated to have arisen from natural processes like the Oklo reactors. Astonishingly similar weapon-like signatures have been observed in ancient geological formations on 6 different continents. Their distribution suggests coordinated nuclear testing on a global scale. Yet these signatures appear in rocks that predate human civilization by enormous margins. Deep core samples from the Greenland ice sheet contain radioactive isotopes that do not occur naturally on Earth. These isotopes can only be produced by specific nuclear reactions requiring precise control of neutron flux and temperature. And even in a lab environment, they are extremely difficult to produce. Their presence in ancient ice suggests that previous civilizations had reached levels of nuclear technology beyond current human capabilities. The isotopes appear in distinct layers separated by thousands of years, showing multiple phases of advanced nuclear activity followed by complete cessation. The pattern resembles civilizations rising, developing nuclear weapons, and then either destroying themselves or disappearing for other reasons. a tragic repeating cycle. Ocean sediment cores from the Pacific contain plutonium isotopes in layers corresponding to mass extinction periods in the fossil record. Plutonium does not occur naturally on Earth and can only be produced through sophisticated nuclear technology. Its presence in ancient sediments suggests that nuclear weapons may have played a role in some of Earth's major extinction events. The quantities of these isotopes are staggering. Imagine a mansion with 10,000 rooms, each filled with these isotopes. Unbelievable, isn't it? Some geological formations contain concentrations of artificial radioactive elements that would require thousands of nuclear detonations. These concentrations reach levels that could only be expected in planet-wide nuclear war scenarios. In ancient rock formations, even more exotic radioactive isotopes have been discovered, including elements produced in particle accelerators or advanced nuclear reactors. These include elements that humans have only recently developed the technology to create. Finding them in millions of years old geological samples suggests that previous civilizations achieved scientific capabilities far beyond our current understanding. And believe me, this is far more advanced than human science, placing a massive technological gap between us and the ancient civilization. Nuclear evidence is directly correlated with other anomalous signatures in the geological record. Periods containing artificial isotopes also show dramatic changes in atmospheric chemistry, mass extinctions, and the emergence of synthetic materials in sediment layers. This correlation suggests that Earth experienced multiple advanced technological civilizations that left nuclear signatures before disappearing from the historical record. Apparently, this ancient civilization split into different nations and engaged in nuclear attacks against each other, or their nuclear facilities somehow exploded across various regions. The precision and sophistication of these signatures indicate that our predecessors reached scientific knowledge far surpassing what humans have achieved. Our advanced science appears like a dwarf compared to the science of the ancient civilization. Yet the nuclear evidence represents only a small piece of a much larger puzzle hidden beneath our feet. Deep core drilling has revealed radioactive anomalies that cannot be explained by natural processes. Mining operations in Colorado uncovered concentrated uranium and thorium ores in rock layers formed hundreds of thousands of years ago. These concentrations are arranged in patterns indicating the use of advanced mining and enrichment techniques. Could this have been an ancient machine designed to increase the value of the mines? The mining operations contain evidence of every stage of the nuclear fuel cycle: uranium extraction, isotope separation, fuel production, and waste processing. These are the unmistakable traces of a full-scale nuclear industry. The scale of these operations suggests a civilization capable of supporting massive nuclear energy programs.
Rock formations in Australia show isotope signatures that contain evidence of both nuclear fission and fusion processes. Fusion signatures are particularly significant because humans have yet to successfully develop controlled fusion technology. These ancient signatures suggest that previous civilizations solved the holy grail of energy production, something we are still struggling with today. To create a system that continuously charges itself while simultaneously producing energy, extremely powerful processors would be required. Deep drilling projects in Brazil recovered sediment cores containing nuclear signatures matching isotopes produced by thermonuclear explosions. These signatures exhibit the characteristics of hydrogen bomb tests, but appear in geological contexts
long before human technology existed. The distribution of these signatures suggest continent-wide nuclear war scenarios. Core samples from Africa provide climate data consistent with nuclear winter scenarios. Levels of atmospheric dust and radioactive pollution match what would be expected following large-scale nuclear events, indicating that a nuclear detonation occurred in the region. These data show how nuclear warfare could lead to ecological collapse through climate change. Recent discoveries suggest that some ancient nuclear facilities may still be active. Geothermal anomalies and low-level radiation leaks could originate from deeply buried reactor remnants. These facility remnants might represent automated systems that have been operating for millions of years. Systems we could also think of as immortal technology. Electromagnetic anomalies in North America suggest the presence of large underground nuclear complexes. These complexes may have been integrated into the planet's geological processes and become indistinguishable from natural phenomena. Their technology is so advanced that it can leave detectable signatures millions of years later. This implies that several city-sized ancient nuclear facilities were built beneath what is now the United States. Can there be any doubt that a completely different reality lies beneath our feet? The greatest secret concerns how these ancient civilizations altered and manipulated the planet's climate.
The secrets hidden deep within our atmosphere carry astonishing traces of energy consumption and climate engineering projects from past civilizations. While trying to solve their energy challenges, these civilizations left permanent marks on our atmosphere. Every industrial civilization must consume enormous amounts of energy to power its technology and support large populations. This energy use inevitably alters atmospheric chemistry and leaves lasting signatures in the geological record millions of years after the civilizations themselves have vanished. Human industrial activity has increased atmospheric carbon dioxide levels by more than 40% since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, even altering the very composition of the air we breathe. But everyone is somewhat aware of that, so let's get to the point. This change occurs so rapidly that millions of years later, future geologists examining ice cores and sediment samples will be able to see it clearly. Our energy consumption leaves a permanent imprint on Earth's climate records. But we are not the first civilization to leave such marks. Ice core samples from Antarctica contain atmospheric data spanning the past 800,000 years, a kind of record of ancient civilizations breathing. These ice cores, like time capsules carrying air, serve as perfect examples. Within this record, scientists have identified multiple episodes of rapid greenhouse gas increases that mirror exactly what we observe from modern industrial activity. These ancient episodes display the same characteristic patterns of carbon dioxide and methane increases produced by large-scale fossil fuel burning and industrial processes. Their timing and magnitude are far too systematic, indeed disturbingly systematic, to be explained by natural climate variations. It's as if it was done deliberately. They show evidence of coordinated, planet-wide energy consumption at scales rivaling or surpassing our own industrial output. They were better than us at learning and managing weather. Deep drilling projects in Greenland recovered ice samples containing atmospheric gases from millions of years ago. Some of these samples include synthetic compounds, not naturally occurring, but known to be highly effective greenhouse gases. Their presence suggests that ancient civilizations developed and deployed atmospheric modification technologies for specific purposes, projects far beyond anything our minds can yet conceive. Rock formations in North America preserve ancient soil compositions that experienced these atmospheric changes. Soil chemistry shows dramatic alterations in precipitation patterns and temperature ranges that align perfectly with greenhouse gas anomalies found in ice cores.
What does this mean? The complexity of these climate engineering projects implies that their creators understood Earth's climate system better than we do today. For thousands of years, they successfully managed global atmospheric chemistry and maintained stability through multiple natural climate events that would have otherwise caused environmental catastrophe. It's as if they governed the planet itself. Our air, oceans, and land masses were their experimental lab. Faced with this evidence, one truth becomes clear. Humanity is not alone in the struggle against climate change. Civilizations that existed millions of years ago were capable of planetary engineering using technologies we can hardly imagine.
The 5 great mass extinction events that shaped Earth's history are known as catastrophes that wiped out most of life on the planet. You can think of it like this. Imagine there are ancient civilizations on a sheet of paper, and you simply erase them with an eraser. That's how powerful the 5 great disasters were. Scientists attribute this catastrophe to asteroid impacts, massive volcanic eruptions, climate change, and other natural disasters. However, extinction patterns contain anomalies that suggest some may have been caused by technological reasons rather than natural processes. The Permian-Triassic extinction, which occurred 252 million years ago, eliminated 96% of marine species and 70% of terrestrial vertebrates. At that time, the Earth had begun to renew itself. Nature had finally found the time to recover, and the Earth was very calm. Known as the Great Dying, this event came closer than any other to completely ending complex life on Earth. The pattern of extinction shows features that are difficult to explain solely by natural processes. The Great Dying occurred with extraordinary precision and selectivity, as if an invisible hand was deciding who would live and who would die. Species with similar ecological niches and environmental requirements showed dramatically different survival rates for mysterious reasons. Some groups that should have been vulnerable survived almost unchanged, while others that appeared well adapted to environmental stress completely disappeared. This selectivity implies that the extinction mechanism targeted certain types of organisms while protecting others. Even nature did not make such cruel selections. Natural disasters typically affect species according to their environmental tolerances and habitat requirements. The Great Dying seems to have followed completely different rules. Geological evidence from the extinction boundary reveals chemical signatures consistent with large-scale biological weapon use. A large and microscopic army had attacked the continents. Rock layers from this period contain concentrations of synthetic toxins that do not occur naturally but are extremely effective in disrupting certain biological processes. The toxins appear to be designed to target specific biochemical pathways without affecting others. These tiny destructive agents fundamentally change the world. The distribution of these toxins is global and systematic, showing coordinated deployment simultaneously across all continents and ocean basins. Natural processes could not have achieved such precise worldwide distribution of synthetic compounds. Oceanic sediment cores from extinction boundaries contain microscopic particles resembling designed microorganisms. These microscopic particles do not appear to have come from nature. It's as if they were created by a diabolical mind. These particles show evidence of artificial genetic modification and production techniques that humans will not develop for hundreds of millions of years. The Ordovician-Silurian extinction, which occurred 445 million years ago, also shows similar unnatural selectivity and global coordination patterns. It's as if an invisible maestro decided which life notes to play and which not to play. This event eliminated 85% of marine species, but immediately cleared ecological niches for new organism types that appeared designed to occupy post-extinction environments. The timing of species changes is too rapid to result from natural evolution and adaptation, as if evolution itself completed its work at the speed of light with magical power. New life forms appear in the fossil record within thousands of years after the extinction event and are already fully adapted to post-extinction environments. Rock formations from multiple extinction boundaries contain isotopic signatures indicating large-scale nuclear weapon deployment. Radioactive markers are clearly visible when extinction rates peak, suggesting that nuclear war may have been used to trigger ecological collapse almost instantly. The scale of nuclear deployment surpasses anything humans have achieved, showing civilizations with extremely advanced military technology.
Faced with this evidence, a horrifying truth emerges. Earth's mass extinctions may not have been natural disasters, but traces of ancient technological civilizations' biological warfare. The secrets of the past carry the greatest warnings for our future. Antarctica hides the deepest secrets of the Earth beneath its ice sheets, as if it has taken millions of years of history into these glaciers. 2 million years of accumulated snow and ice cover evidence spanning millions of years in conditions so stable that even delicate organic molecules remain perfectly preserved. Recent deep drilling projects have begun to uncover these secrets and have revealed evidence that challenges everything we thought about Earth's past. The Antarctic ice sheet contains the most complete atmospheric records on Earth, even preserving the breaths of ancient civilizations. Gas bubbles in ice cores provide samples of ancient air dating back 800,000 years. However, deeper drilling suggests that this record may extend to times when Antarctica was ice-free and temperate, millions of years ago. Deep ice samples taken from these extreme depths contain atmospheric gases with compositions indicating large-scale technological activities during periods when the continent had a climate similar to modern California. At that time, Antarctica was not covered with ice-capped mountains, but filled with numerous factories. The sky bore witness to the emissions of smoke. Gas ratios provide clear evidence of large-scale industrial processes operating when Antarctica supported vast forests and diverse ecosystems. Underground radar surveys of Antarctic bedrock detected artificial structures buried beneath the ice. These geometric structures were unprecedented. They show regular and extensive geometric patterns that cannot represent natural geological formations. Radar signatures reveal massive structures extending for hundreds of miles beneath the ice sheet, suggesting that Antarctica once hosted a major civilization. The structures appear to be made from materials that do not match any known natural minerals. It must have been a substance humanity's science has not yet discovered, with a high possibility of originating from other planets. Electromagnetic properties measured throughout the ice imply synthetic compounds that require advanced material science for production. Construction techniques appear to have been designed to withstand immense environmental stresses, including the formation of the ice sheet itself. Recent drilling projects have recovered organic samples from sediment layers beneath the ice that contain clear evidence of genetic modification. Samples extracted from the sea floor showed the skills of ancient bioengineers. Each DNA fragment seemed as if it did not belong to this world. DNA fragments display artificial sequences that do not arise through natural evolution, demonstrating that previous civilizations possessed advanced biotechnology capabilities. Modified organisms appear to have been designed for specific industrial and agricultural purposes. They were a kind of biological machinery, yet this did not prevent them from disappearing and being lost among the dusty pages of history. Some genetically modified organisms show adaptations for survival under extreme cold and low-light conditions, implying they were specifically designed for the Antarctic environment. Mineral deposits discovered beneath the ice contain concentrated rare earth elements arranged in patterns suggesting large-scale mining and processing operations. Each layer revealed the greed of ancient civilizations, extracting resources as if to exploit the planet. Each ancient machine played a major role in reshaping the world. Mineral extraction seems to have been carried out using techniques that leave distinctive geological signatures, unlike anything produced by natural processes. Deep sediment cores from beneath the ice reveal layers containing microscopic machine components made of materials not naturally occurring on Earth. These microscopic robots are masterpieces of ancient engineering. These components provide evidence of nanotechnology manufacturing techniques beyond current human capabilities. The most intriguing discoveries include structures that appear to have been designed for space-based operations, potentially evidence of arrivals from other planets. Radar signatures show launch complexes and production facilities for large-scale aerospace vehicles positioned to provide optimal access to polar orbital paths during periods when Antarctica was ice-free. Beneath Antarctica's icy silence, remnants of an ancient technological empire beyond humanity's imagination lie dormant. These discoveries force us to question not only our past, but also our future.
The search for extraterrestrial intelligence has taught us to recognize technosignatures, the distinctive traces left in the environments of advanced civilizations. Every technological civilization leaves behind signs of its science. These signatures include artificial radio signals, atmospheric pollution, large engineering projects, and other evidence of technological activity. Now, scientists are applying the same techniques to search for technosignatures in Earth's own geological record. This approach has revolutionized our understanding of planetary history. Every rock layer has become a treasure chest, turning geology into more than just a field concerned with stones and soil. Instead of only looking for fossils and natural geological processes, researchers are examining Earth's past for evidence of technology, industry, and large-scale engineering projects that previous civilizations may have undertaken. The results have been extraordinary. Each discovery is so impressive that it shakes the scientific world. Every technique developed to detect alien civilizations has yielded positive results when applied to Earth's ancient history. The signatures are clear, consistent, and undeniable. Previous technological civilizations existed on our planet and left behind evidence that we are only now learning to recognize. Spectroscopic analysis of ancient rock formations reveals atmospheric pollution signatures identical to what we would expect from advanced industrial civilizations. Underground, these rocks have hosted the remains of industrial activity for thousands of years. The ancient rock formations preserved the smoke from the factories of that era. These signatures include synthetic compounds that required advanced technology to produce, unusual isotope ratios, and chemical processes. The pollution patterns appear repeatedly in Earth's history, separated by millions of years. Electromagnetic surveys of geological formations have detected structures with features matching what scientists predict for mega-scale engineering projects. Ancient civilizations used continents as construction material for their factories. Entire mega-scale factory complexes were so massive that they could only be seen from space. These structures included continent-wide transportation networks, large power distribution systems, and construction projects dwarfing anything humans have attempted. Deep drilling projects continue to recover artifacts produced in geological contexts that predate human civilization by enormous margins. Each ancient artifact shatters archaeology's sense of time. These artifacts are made from materials requiring advanced technology for production and show evidence of manufacturing techniques beyond current human capabilities. Satellite surveys using techniques developed to detect megastructures have identified geometric patterns in Earth's geology that suggest large ancient construction projects. While these structures appear meaningless from the ground, they form immense geometric shapes when viewed from the sky, as if a painter were using the planet as a canvas. These patterns are visible from space, but unrecognizable at ground level, indicating civilizations that thought on a planetary scale and had the technology to implement their visions.
The evidence implies that technological civilizations have risen and fallen multiple times throughout Earth's history. Some surpassed their predecessors, then quietly disappeared. After civilizations reached the peak of technological development, a decline often followed, a cycle. Each achieved capabilities surpassing those of its predecessors, built upon preserved knowledge, and added its own innovations before disappearing, leaving only traces in the geological record. Some civilizations appear to have achieved true planetary engineering, modifying all atmospheric and oceanic systems to suit their needs. The air we breathe was a usable experiment chamber, and the seas were no different from pools they could design as they wished. In this sense, our planet was a laboratory. Others focused on space-based technology, leaving evidence of large aerospace operations that may have spanned the entire solar system. Still others concentrated on biological engineering, creating new life forms designed for specific purposes. These ancient engineers had effectively turned nature into their laboratory. These discoveries extend beyond Earth. If technological civilizations naturally and repeatedly emerge on planets with suitable conditions, the universe could be filled with worlds that have hosted multiple intelligent species throughout history.
The cold, stagnant environment of space serves as a perfect museum, preserving technological remnants for millions of years. This reality forms the foundation of a new field called space archaeology, where survival in a timeless, deathly silent vacuum is extremely challenging. Recent orbital scans have uncovered artificial objects much older than human space technology. Could this have been a civilization? Might it have been an advanced civilization that settled on our planet? These ancient space remnants are positioned in Earth's orbit at gravitationally stable Lagrange points, seemingly placed deliberately, like a wall. These points allow objects to maintain their positions indefinitely, without fuel or orbital adjustments. The selection of such strategic locations demonstrates ancient civilizations' deep understanding of orbital mechanics and their surprising expertise. Or was it mere coincidence? Spectroscopic analyses reveal that these orbital remnants are made from construction materials that do not match any known terrestrial mineral or human-made alloy. The materials are optimized to withstand radiation, micrometeoroid impacts, and extreme temperature fluctuations of space, reflecting the remarkable skill of ancient engineers. This level of technological competence far exceeds current human space capabilities. Deep space observation systems have detected even larger structures in highly elliptical orbits beyond Earth's immediate surroundings. These mysterious structures are so distant that we may never know their interiors, and they appear designed for long-duration missions spanning millions of years. Orbital characteristics indicate that these systems were launched during periods when Earth's axial tilt and orbital parameters were significantly different from today. Some orbital remnants possess self-repair systems capable of maintaining structural integrity using cosmic radiation and solar wind particles as raw material. These vast systems are at technological levels far beyond modern science. They constantly collect and process materials from the space environment to replace damaged components, and their artificial intelligence is so advanced that scientists struggle to comprehend it. Advanced telescopic surveys have identified structures in distant solar orbits that appear to be abandoned space stations. These stations exhibit architectural features designed to support large populations for extended periods, with highly advanced technological systems to attract inhabitants. The stations occupy orbits optimized for solar radiation energy collection while maintaining stable positions relative to Earth. Mining operations on near-Earth asteroids have revealed evidence of extractive activities predating human space exploration by millennia. The digging tools resemble the toothed edges of saws. Mining techniques demonstrate technological capabilities far surpassing current human proposals for asteroid mining. All asteroids appear to have been systematically broken down and processed using various methods. Scientists currently propose two theories: one, that asteroids were cut to extract minerals, and two, that they were disassembled into pieces to locate and recover resources. Radio telescope surveys have detected artificial signals from objects in the outer solar system. These signals contain technology unknown to modern science, with complex modulation patterns designed for interplanetary data transmission. Most signals appear to originate from automated monitoring stations left by previous civilizations. Otherwise, we could not consider them ancient civilizations. Some of these outer system remnants monitor Earth, transmitting regular reports on planetary conditions to unknown recipients. The transmission patterns indicate that these monitoring systems have operated continuously for millions of years, faithfully recording Earth's geological and biological evolution. They appear to have been studying DNA, though we know almost nothing about these studies. Earth-based radar surveys of the Moon have detected artificial structures buried beneath the surface. These ancient structures ceased operation thousands of years ago. How could machines built millennia ago last so long? The structures resemble large-scale mining and manufacturing facilities processing lunar material. These facilities demonstrate technologies capable of extracting useful resources from the lunar regolith far more efficiently than any current human proposals. If we could decipher the use of these ancient machines, we could potentially apply the technology ourselves. Orbital evidence shows that previous Earth civilizations achieved space technology capable of establishing permanent operations not only in Earth orbit, but throughout the solar system. Their space-based infrastructure may have included manufacturing facilities, energy collection systems, and autonomous monitoring networks across the solar system. This interplanetary perspective demonstrates that ancient civilizations thought in terms of solar system-wide resource management and development, leaving increasing traces as they exploited planetary depths, providing compelling evidence of their ambition. Instead of limiting themselves to individual planets, they appear to have viewed the entire solar system as a single integrated technological and economic system. The discovery of ancient space technology reminds us that humanity is neither the first nor the only advanced civilization. While this reality fascinates us, it is humbling that we have not yet matched the achievements of these ancient civilizations. In the depths of space, the remnants of those who came before silently await, seemingly untouched by time. These space archaeology discoveries compel us to redefine humanity's place in the universe. The deepest parts of Earth's oceans are filled with mysteries and fascinating creatures, but the reason we are focusing here is ancient civilizations. We will discuss the mysterious structures built by ancient civilizations on the ocean floor. These regions remain largely unexplored, protected by crushing pressure and absolute darkness. Moreover, we need special pressure-resisting vehicles to even reach these depths. Recent advances in deep-sea exploration technology have begun to reveal what lies in these abyssal depths. Let's see what we will encounter in the coming minutes. These discoveries have profoundly shaken our understanding of ancient civilizations. We can now trace the paths of our ancestors, ancient civilizations, under the sea. Ocean trenches host the most stable environments on Earth. They are shielded from surface weather, geological activity, and most types of erosion, acting like armor. The difference is that this armor is massive. The deep ocean preserves evidence spanning millions of years, under conditions that would destroy similar evidence on land. The crushing pressure and oxygen-deprived environment create perfect conditions for preserving even delicate technological remnants, like a time capsule. The deep sea will make it much easier for us to locate ancient civilization technologies. Sonar mapping of ocean trenches has detected geometric patterns on the seafloor that are too regular and extensive to be natural geological formations, though they appear somewhat damaged. Or perhaps they are the beautiful creations of an ancient civilization. These patterns resemble the foundations of massive structures that once rose from the seafloor. Were they skyscrapers? Did they build cities? They likely represent enormous underwater cities or industrial complexes. The structures display evidence of construction techniques capable of withstanding the immense pressures of the deep ocean. While humanity struggles to produce submarines that can endure such pressures, our ancestors, the ancient civilizations, built these massive structures. The construction materials appear optimized for underwater conditions that would instantly crush conventional building materials. How did they achieve this? We do not yet know. These materials are far beyond current human technology. Deep-sea missions have recovered remnants from these underwater sites that provide clear evidence of advanced manufacturing techniques, potentially offering a key to accessing ancient civilization technology. The remnants are made of materials that remain stable under extreme pressure while preserving complex internal structures, reflecting extraordinary engineering. Some underwater structures appear designed for large-scale seawater processing and extraction of dissolved minerals, essentially acting as mineral detectors. The processing facilities provide evidence of technologies capable of efficiently extracting rare earth elements, precious metals, and other valuable materials from ordinary seawater on an industrial scale. This capability represents a technological proficiency far beyond current human methods, and similar systems appear to have been deployed elsewhere. Advanced sonar imaging has revealed transportation networks connecting underwater structures across entire ocean basins. The outer casings of these networks resemble honeycomb hexagons with colors ranging between blue and red, some shifting from purple to blue. The blue to red networks were likely intended for material transport, while the purple to blue networks were suitable for moving populations. The scale and complexity of these transportation systems suggest planet-wide coordinated operations, an astonishing feat. Sediment cores around these underwater structures contained evidence of large-scale biological modification, as if decorating the ocean floor. The sediments include remains of organisms apparently engineered for specific underwater industrial purposes. Clearly, ancient civilizations altered the DNA of deep-sea organisms for material processing, waste management, and ecosystem control. Some underwater structures show evidence of atmospheric processing capabilities that could maintain habitable conditions in submerged habitats. These massive constructions feature conspicuous motifs, including patterns associated with the number 24, wave designs, wind patterns, cloud shapes, and solar motifs. The atmospheric control systems appear designed to support large populations in submerged cities, protected from surface environmental changes. But how do they control the atmosphere from beneath the water? Submerged facilities seem connected to surface operations via large vertical shafts extending from the seafloor to past former sea levels during different geological periods. If something is connected to the same system, it implies coordinated operation, and coordination requires synchronized underwater and surface civilizations, functioning like an army. The scale and complexity of these underwater civilizations suggest they may have been primary centers of technological development. Or perhaps when ancient civilizations first arrived on the planet, they deliberately chose the oceans. Protected from surface disasters and environmental changes, underwater civilizations may have sustained continuous technological advancement over millions of years, even as surface civilizations rose and fell. And they almost certainly did. Evidence from the deep ocean strongly indicates that previous civilizations achieved underwater engineering capable of establishing permanent, self-sufficient cities in Earth's most extreme environments. Could this be the lost city of Atlantis? These underwater metropolises may have served as technological and cultural hubs, supporting space-based operations and planetary engineering projects, likely at a higher technological level than other settlements. The evidence hidden in the depths of the oceans provides the strongest proof that technological civilizations repeatedly arose on Earth, just as ancient settlements on land offer compelling evidence. Each discovery reminds us how complex and astonishing our past truly is. In the silent depths of the oceans, the greatest achievements of ancient civilizations still await us.
Advances in quantum physics have opened entirely new methods for detecting ancient civilizations. Quantum archaeology uses the principles of quantum mechanics to extract information from systems that appear to contain no recoverable data. Thanks to quantum archaeology, more ancient artifacts have been discovered, revealing traces of technological activity that traditional archaeology cannot detect, showing us that this is a much more subtle task. This revolutionary approach can read information about past events hidden in quantum field fluctuations that penetrate matter and energy, allowing us to gain more knowledge about ancient civilizations. Quantum entanglement effects preserve information about past events within quantum field fluctuations that seemingly contain no historical data. The past events they encode cannot be altered. This quantum information can be extracted using advanced detection techniques applied to the quantum structure of materials present during ancient technological activities. Quantum archaeological techniques provide reconstruction capabilities far beyond traditional methods, recovering detailed information about technological processes that occurred millions of years ago. Among these findings are hints that some ancient civilizations may have originated beyond Earth. At the same time, evidence indicates that their first planets were Earth itself, a paradox we cannot yet resolve due to insufficient data. Deep quantum analysis of geological samples has revealed evidence of massive quantum computing operations running throughout Earth's history. These computations were conducted on a colossal scale, truly astounding. These quantum computers appeared to have used the entire magnetic field and atmospheric electrical systems as computational resources, processing information at scales far beyond current human capabilities. What were these calculations for? These ancient quantum computing systems show evidence of solving computational problems requiring processing power equivalent to using the entire atom on Earth as a quantum processor, far surpassing a human brain. How was this possible? What was inside the processors? Their computational capabilities indicate that previous civilizations achieved an understanding of quantum mechanics far beyond current human knowledge. This advanced quantum technology may have included the ability to manipulate the fundamental structure of matter, manage time, and even alter reality itself. Quantum field analysis reveals that the space-time surrounding Earth contains information about the entire technological history of the planet, much like a history book. By reading this book, we can gain greater insight into the past. These data can be extracted using quantum archaeological techniques that read directly from the quantum vacuum surrounding the planet, capturing every major technological event in Earth's history. Quantum vacuum storage information appears to be intentionally preserved by advanced systems that continually refresh and organize historical data. Perhaps our ancestors left these messages for us, knowing that we would study their past and benefit from it. They understood the existence of cycles.
These quantum archive systems represent the ultimate backup storage, preserving the complete history of technological development on Earth. An infinite storage system, one might say. Quantum entanglement networks discovered across the solar system appear designed for instantaneous communication between widely separated facilities, possibly for emergencies or due to their extreme sophistication. These communication networks demonstrate evidence of continuous operation over millions of years while maintaining perfect data integrity across interplanetary distances. Quantum communication protocols allow instantaneous transfer of information beyond the speed of light, a masterpiece indicating the civilization's advanced nature. Recent experiments using quantum archaeological inference have recovered technical specifications for technologies that far exceed current human capabilities. The recovered information contains detailed plans for energy systems, transportation technologies, and materials science applications that could revolutionize human civilization, enabling rapid development and future space colonization. This technological treasure trove could provide solutions to humanity's critical challenges, energy crises, climate change, and resource depletion, and may even safeguard our survival. Some quantum archaeological discoveries contain information deliberately stored by previous civilizations for future recovery, much like a time capsule. These quantum time capsules include educational materials designed to accelerate technological development along optimally defined paths for sustainable civilizations. Previous civilizations appear to have developed advanced teaching systems operating at the quantum level, guiding successor societies. It is hypothesized that these technological civilizations instructed their children not through traditional teaching, but via direct neural or quantum interfaces. Quantum archaeological evidence shows that the storage and retrieval of knowledge represented the highest achievement of previous civilizations. By encoding knowledge into the quantum structure of matter and space-time itself, they ensured the permanent preservation of accumulated wisdom and experience. This quantum-level knowledge coding maintains perfect data integrity across geological timescales, providing future scientists with a complete guide to technological development, effectively ancient scientists mentoring our own. Quantum archaeology grants humanity access to the complete technological and cultural heritage of previous Earth civilizations, functioning like a search engine. This knowledge presents an unprecedented opportunity for rapid advancement and carries a profound responsibility. The more knowledge, the greater the duty, similar to how superheroes must constantly confront evil because of their immense power. The ancient technological information preserved at the quantum level contains keys that could help humanity evolve to the next stage. Most strikingly, quantum archaeological techniques can read universal information encoded within the fundamental structure of matter and energy, like reading a history book, but instead of human history, it is the history of ancient civilizations. This suggests that previous civilizations not only thought on planetary but also on universal scales, integrating knowledge into the cosmos itself. Quantum archaeological discoveries imply that the ultimate goal of technological development was to make consciousness and knowledge fundamental forces of the universe, a form of wisdom as superiority for ancient civilizations. From this perspective, quantum archaeology does more than explore the past. It also shapes our future and influences our decisions. Quantum-level information systems of ancient civilizations indicate that technological societies used these tools to understand and manage the universe itself, functioning like a multi-purpose cosmic tool. Humanity, as a newly discovered part of this cosmic knowledge network, plays a critical role in the development of universal consciousness.
The evidence of ancient Earth civilizations must be understood within a far broader galactic context. In this vast universe, humanity cannot fully investigate all the structures left by these ancient societies. It is currently impossible. Recent discoveries suggest that Earth's multiple civilizations may have been part of a galactic community of technological societies that have existed for billions of years. When considered through the lens of the Silurian hypothesis, our planet is not an isolated world, but a critical node in a universal network. Deep space observations of distant stars have revealed artificial structures with construction techniques matching those found in Earth's geological record. While one might initially consider this a coincidence, similar observations have been made on other planets, so it cannot simply be dismissed. These mega-engineering projects appeared to represent standardized technologies developed and shared across thousands of different worlds. Isotope anomalies and nuclear traces provide clear evidence of this technological standardization within geological records. Interstellar communication networks offer proof of coordinated activities between Earth-based civilizations and technological societies on other worlds. Communication protocols indicate that Earth civilizations participated in galactic-scale projects requiring coordination across thousands of different planets. Imagine ancient civilizations messaging each other via WhatsApp. The degree to which these ancient technological societies were integrated into this network is revealed through quantum archaeology findings. Analysis of cosmic ray patterns has uncovered artificial modulation techniques used for interstellar communication, designed to transmit information across unlimited galactic distances. This technology, almost like the language of the universe, is currently beyond human comprehension, though perhaps in the distant future we may gain access. These networks demonstrate continuous operation over millions of years while maintaining contact across civilizations separated by thousands of light years. Their discovery confirms that Earth's technological legacy extends to a galactic scale. Ancient star maps preserved in Earth's geological record reveal galactic structures and stellar evolution information that could only have been obtained through interstellar travel and observation. Ancient explorers advanced as they ventured deeper into space, producing increasingly detailed maps. These maps contain detailed information about star systems thousands of light years from Earth, demonstrating that previous civilizations achieved practical interstellar navigation. These findings may also explain mysterious gaps in the fossil record. Perhaps during these periods, civilizations abandoned physical planets and embarked on journeys towards the stars. Genetic analysis of life on Earth has revealed biological modifications designed to optimize terrestrial organisms for conditions on other worlds.
Perhaps ancient civilizations intended to spread life on a massive scale, which could imply that their populations had become extremely large. Ancient synthetic materials provide evidence of advanced material science used in this process.
Archaeological evidence indicates that Earth served as a regional hub for galactic civilization activities, coordinating technological development and cultural exchange across multiple star systems. This suggests that Earth was one of the central worlds. Indeed, we can happily say it may have been the capital of ancient civilization. Earth's location and resources may have naturally made it suitable as a galactic center. Traces of energy consumption and climate engineering leave evidence of these large-scale operations in the geological record. Deep space monitoring systems detect consistent traffic patterns, indicating ongoing interstellar travel using technologies invisible to current human detection capabilities. These galactic highways provided both extremely fast transit and remarkably safe journeys. The traffic patterns suggest that galactic civilization activities could operate at levels far beyond anything achieved by historical Earth civilizations. These observations also raise the possibility that mass extinctions and biological weapons may have been coordinated at a galactic scale. Signals from ancient consciousness preservation systems reference galactic councils and interstellar governance structures coordinating activities among technological civilizations across the galaxy. One could think of this as a galactic United Nations or as advanced galactic nations. Their logos appear serpentine, encircling key structures. These governance systems seem designed to respect individual civilizations' autonomy while promoting collaboration. Messaging systems and information storage networks function as integral parts of this vast organization. Recent discoveries suggest that human civilization may be approaching the technological maturity needed to receive an invitation to participate in galactic community activities. The Wisdom League is calling. Can humanity perform even better than ancient civilizations? Invitation protocols appear designed to activate once developing civilizations achieve specific technological and cultural milestones. This process is supported by space archaeology findings, highlighting the enormous scale of Earth's cosmic heritage. The galactic context explains why Earth's technological civilizations repeatedly emerge despite the challenges of sustaining them. Our planet may be part of a galactic system designed to continually reproduce technological societies as part of larger cosmic development projects. Think of it like farming. Earth continuously produces intelligent civilizations, and once these civilizations reach their final form, they are harvested. This cycle repeats itself endlessly. Understanding Earth's role in galactic civilization reframes humanity's importance and responsibilities. We are heirs to a cosmic legacy that extends beyond our planet and encompasses projects across the entire galaxy. All evidence derived from ancient civilization research points to a critical decision point approaching for humanity. We would either perish or sustain our existence indefinitely. There was no other option. The patterns uncovered by ancient technological civilizations indicate that we have reached technological and cultural thresholds, and we must make decisions that will determine whether humanity achieves long-term sustainable development. Geological records examined within the framework of the Silurian hypothesis emphasize the vital importance of this choice. Current human technological development mirrors the acceleration patterns seen just before the collapse of previous civilizations. Is humanity facing its own end? Was there no other chance left? Rapid advancements in artificial intelligence, genetic engineering, and energy technologies parallel the developmental trajectories that led to the destruction of prior societies. Isotope anomalies and nuclear traces clearly demonstrate how the misuse of such technologies can result in catastrophe.
However, human civilization also shows unique characteristics that distinguish us from previous societies. Our paths to multiple avenues of salvation remain, and our hopes are not yet lost. Our global communication networks, frameworks for international cooperation, and growing environmental awareness represent innovations that earlier civilizations did not possess. Examination of the mysterious gaps in the fossil record indicates that prior societies could not develop such global coordination mechanisms. The discovery of ancient civilizations provides humanity with a profound long-term lesson. Learning from their failures is a significant step toward our own salvation. For the first time, a civilization on Earth possesses detailed knowledge of the factors that led to the failure of previous civilizations. This knowledge offers a critical opportunity for sustainable technological development. Ancient synthetic materials and evidence of climate engineering demonstrate which approaches worked and which led to disaster. Warnings and guidance left by previous civilizations provide a roadmap for avoiding the traps that destroyed them. This is the final legacy of our ancient ancestors, their last gifts. However, using this knowledge will require fundamental changes in human civilization's approach to technology, environmental management, and long-term planning. As quantum archaeology findings indicate, these changes must be both urgent and comprehensive. The current pace of technological acceleration and environmental change shows that critical decisions must be made within decades. Saving humanity from a major catastrophe is never a task to be rushed. The window for achieving sustainable development may be narrower than we realize. The existence of consciousness preservation systems and the Galactic Civilization Network underscores the seriousness of this time pressure. Data obtained from deep ocean explorations demonstrate how civilizations in the past failed under similar temporal constraints. Patterns of accelerating technological development, environmental destruction, and resource depletion replicate the destructive paths followed by ancient civilizations. Are we destroying our own existence? Will humanity's end resemble that of ancient civilizations? No, there is still hope. If we believe and act, we can succeed. Every civilization seemed to pursue maximum technological advancement without considering the long-term environmental consequences, instead of focusing on developing sustainable technologies for planetary resource management. Mass extinctions and traces of biological weapons in the geological record clearly illustrate the consequences of this approach. Evidence from space archaeology indicates that some civilizations gained the ability to establish permanent extraterrestrial colonies capable of surviving planetary catastrophes, suggesting that humanity could have an escape plan into space. However, this also implies that many people would be left behind. Yet these space-based operations appear to have failed or been abandoned after the collapse of Earth-centered main civilizations. This demonstrates that technological capability alone is not sufficient for long-term survival. The consistent failure of previous civilizations, despite their advanced capabilities, shows that technological development by itself is inadequate for enduring survival. This tells us, alongside technical knowledge, wisdom is necessary. Every civilization, while solving technical challenges, ultimately failed to address the deeper social, economic, or philosophical issues that led to their downfall. Messaging systems and information storage networks contain warnings about these deep structural problems. The message systems left by previous civilizations carry explicit warnings about dangers threatening all technological societies. These warnings focus on environmental management, social stability, and the responsible development of powerful technologies that can either enable survival or guarantee extinction, like a double-edged sword. The iridium layer and other geological markers underline the importance of taking these warnings seriously. Human civilization's development patterns mirror those of previous failed civilizations. Our rapid technological advancement, environmental destruction, and resource consumption are following trajectories similar to those that led to our predecessors' collapse. History is repeating itself. However, our global awareness and international cooperation mechanisms suggest that we have a chance to break this cycle. The existence of ancient protective systems proves that options are still available. Humanity still has a chance. These systems demonstrate that sustainable technological development is possible, and that careful planning can lead a civilization to lasting success. However, achieving this success requires fundamental changes and lessons learned from past mistakes. The choice is simple, but the consequences are cosmic. Either we repeat the cycle of our predecessors and become another failure story in the geological record, or we break the pattern and become the first species to establish a truly sustainable technological civilization on Earth. This is humanity's golden opportunity. Our decision will determine whether human civilization becomes a valued part of our cosmic heritage. At the end of this extraordinary journey, spanning millions of years, the reality before us is both mesmerizing and terrifying. Humanity is not the first intelligent species to have developed on this planet. Evidence revealed by the Silurian hypothesis shows that Earth's deep history is filled with technological civilizations, consciousness preservation systems, and galactic networks. From the iridium layer to isotope anomalies, from ancient synthetic materials to quantum archaeology findings, every piece of evidence tells the same story. We are part of a continuation, not a beginning. Our children and grandchildren will live with the consequences of the decisions we make today. Will we leave them a sustainable technological civilization, or just another failure story recorded in the geological record? Don't forget to subscribe and like our video for more content. Thank you for watching.